Good morning. I hope everyone's good. Sorry, I am a little bit late. I was just waiting for a couple of moves to develop during the London and European Opens. So, dollar CAD is where I want to start because it's quite an interesting area that we've kind of come into around this 25.80. So 26 is where obviously we've been looking at. I'm just going to set my alert up there. So 126 is where we've been looking at for a potential break above to the upside. We've seen some dollar strength come in this morning, which is come at an odd time to be honest, but let's just get rid of that. That's not relevant at the moment. We've seen some dollar strength come in at kind of like 5:30 this morning. Yeah, 5:36. Again, like 5:30. So a lot of dollar strength coming in at an odd time of the day. But again, as the London sessions have opened, we've started to see that become more of a theme too. So breaks back above 126 for dollar CAD looks like a massive opportunity. When we were looking yesterday, we were initially kind of focusing a little bit around 127 and just firing into these previous highs. So firing into this 127 region was going to be the big thing for us. Now, if we can get back above 126 and we have a decent day above 126, then the likelihood is that 127 is not going to hold. That isn't going to be the area that we're going to stick to. If we come out, we can see obviously that 126.50 and then 127. So these previous highs through this region. But getting back above 126 is a big deal. 126 to 126.50, 126.50 to 27, and then 27 to 28. So once we're back above 126, we're probably starting to creep into the realms that the fact that we've then made our higher low on our 4-hour time frame. Come to the daily. Higher high, higher low. So a pop back above that 126 region puts us back into that, all but confirms that fact, and should then start to see us heading back towards kind of this 128 marker. So it's all about getting back above that region at the moment and back above that zone. That is what is important to us. Coming to the 30 minutes. Probably about to see a pullback this morning, early doors into 25.50. Not a problem at all. We'll see where we go there. If we fail to break above 126, that's highly likely then to keep us involved in the range that we're currently in. And that's probably just going to keep us stuck in this area for a little bit longer. It won't be a very quick escape from this region, unfortunately. So we will need to wait it out, kind of give it the room and time that it needs. 126 is the only chance we are going to get, or the only area that we're going to want to get involved in. And so it's just a case of waiting then for that to come about, I feel. Until that is taken out, then there's really not much point. Dollar, euro, dollar. I've been caught a couple of times in this now. I tried to take the break below 60 yesterday, the region of consolidation, and got caught. I tried to take it again yesterday. Tried to take it again yesterday for a second time and got caught again. It's coming. It's clear to see the dollar is attempting to strengthen up. You can come out to the 4-hour time frame, see that momentum is stalled within the pair completely, and we're sat around this 119 region. We don't seem to want to get past it. So a pop down to 118 does seem the most likely scenario as things stand at the moment. Daily time frame, Friday and Monday, giving us that slowdown also. Similar kind of scenario to what we saw at the end of July, beginning of August. So the likelihood for that pop back down is coming. This is the key factor through here. I just want to crosshairs. So we can see this area through here where we have clearly failed to close below, clearly failed to close above the previous high. So lower low, lower high. Oh, let's keep that up actually. The logical scenario then, the logical way to look at it would be the fact that with that being the basis, then that's the start of swings that we want to see with regards to potential trend changes, potential movements back to the downside. So on the daily time frame, we are failing to break above the highs, giving ourselves that likely opportunity that we may see a push back down 4-hour time frame. So again, around 1850 is the key level, but 18 is the real number we want to get below for those that want to take the higher probability entries, which I am forced into taking now. But 118 and 119 are your two areas to look for. Anything in and around that at the moment now is just noise. It's clear to see that we are far too choppy to be able to take anything in between without a decent stop loss, kind of 30-40 pip stop losses. Aussie dollar, a pair for us at the moment that caused a lot of heartbreak over the last 2 weeks. We obviously got caught in a move from 72.30 and then obviously have ended up somewhere floating around somewhere like 74.80, currently about 74, which is a stark contrast because when I woke up this morning it was about 74.20. So we're slowly dropping. If we can pop back out below 74 and we end up around 73.80, it becomes pretty clear that a return back to 73.20 is on the cards, and therefore that is something that we need to be mindful of. So that pop back down and pop into 73.20 probably going to come. Something to be careful of, something to be mindful of. Failure to break back below this region, so anywhere around 73.80, the failure to pop back below could see us pop back to the upside, but admittedly I haven't caught up on the monetary policy yet. I've been busy this morning. But given the market reactions, I can't say that the monetary policy and rate decision from the Australian Bank of Australia last night was particularly great. So we can definitely expect to see that to sell off. If we get back below 74, then it's pretty likely that we're going to see quite a quick sell-off. And the reason that I say that is because I want to come out to this time frame. Back below 74 puts us back inside of this consolidation region. Let me get the crosshairs back up because I don't think it shows up the arrow on the screen. So it puts us back inside of this region and this previous area of consolidation. So a return back to that area is almost guaranteed. Now, if we can get through 73, then that will see a significant drop off. Back towards kind of the previous weekly lows, back down around 71.20, 71, somewhere around there. So it's highly likely to cause quite a large move if and when that does come. So we need to be mindful, we need to be cautious, and keep an eye on it. But definitely below 74 presents us with a lot of opportunities as things stand at the moment. Similar story with New Zealand dollar. Again, that was something that I quite like the look of yesterday afternoon around this consolidation region. Had this nice swing that had started to form around here. Let's just pull that down and get that up. Had the swing formation. I didn't take the position myself. But now that the lows are broken, we are pretty much set for a push back to the downside, I think. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, it looks lovely for at least a pullback into kind of 70-50. So into 70-50 or down into 70 and the whole number. So like more back in line with these previous area through here. We can almost certainly anticipate something around those lines. We might see some sticking points around 71, 70, 80. But for the most part, I think a pullback to the 50 region makes a lot of sense for the pair. If you just come through here, just to run that level through. So 70, 50, if you can see in the right there where we've played a lot of resistance, and over to the left was an area of support too. So it's definitely a level that we can expect to see some form of a reaction at. It just depends whether or not it's strong enough to act as support and hold the pair, or whether we are going to see a return back to the lows, back to this kind of 70 area that we saw the kick off at the end of last month, and it hasn't been retested. So it's highly likely and highly logical that a retest of that area is probably bound to happen in the near future. One pair that I wanted to look at that I don't tend to run through is gold. Yesterday we rejected from a massive level at 1835, an area that I had marked out with previous highs coming into play. We've since then broken through, and this morning we've broken through 1817. Now 1880 is really where 1808 is where I really want to be able to get involved in the pair. But if we see a push back up and a retest at some point on the lower time frames, then we're probably not going to, because that looks like it's happened now. Then I would be tempted to take a position, but if not below 1808, there is definitely a short position on gold back into 18, and then obviously 1795 from there. Pound Swiss is one I want to cover quickly too. We saw a little bit of strength come into the pound, and the pound Oz, pound New Zealand pairs I want to look at too quickly. They are looking pretty positive as things stand at the moment, but the pound in general saw quite a bit of strength come overnight with regards to those pairs, but we've broken through quite a significant area now. It's very, very choppy and very, very range bound. But what we were looking for yesterday was a break through this region to get a breakthrough of this 2650 area, see that retest and push away. So if we can get that retest this morning and then push back away, any entry kind of around 2640, anywhere kind of around about current price, I would imagine. You want to get below, actually you don't, you want to get below the 30 region, but there's definitely scope to take a position from that 30 region should it come into play. With that said, just want to box that region off. So from that 2630 region, we do have to be very mindful of 126 previous support. Oh, I've just realized again. Previous support, resistance and support through here. So we need to be a little bit mindful of this area at 126, but if we were to break that, that's the key one. But for those that are comfortable with it, there is a small position down into 126 that looks likely this morning. Pound New Zealand. I was looking at Pound New Zealand for a break below 193. Is my planned entry on the position at the moment. Obviously, with whatever is developed over in Australia and New Zealand at the moment, we've seen sharp sell-offs from that side of the world. We've come back this morning and retested quite a key level at 94.50. That's where we've seen that push up again, 5:30, 6 o'clock, push down, but we're still floating around 94. So if 93.50 were to go, then I would probably be inclined to move my planned entry from 93 to 93.50 and get involved. Purely that is because of the consolidation period that we've seen. And with a pair like this and a pair similar, but these more exotic pairs that move quite quickly, a break of that type of consolidation is going to lead to quite a significant drop. If, for instance, we have a look, consolidation, break through that consolidation, that's led to 95 pips, but realistically you could have held, you'd have had over 350 pips out of the position. Consolidation, break at that consolidation, almost immediately 120 pip position. So once we get these areas of consolidation, again, consolidation through here, drop back through 150 pips, consolidation through here, break through to the upside this time, 220 pips. So it moves very, very fast. I would be inclined, if we were to get through 93.50 and take out the lows of this consolidation, that we would have that potential movement. On the flip side, we cannot rule out potential moves for pound New Zealand to the upside after such a significant push to the downside. A drive back into 96.50 should be anticipated. So breaks back above 94.50. If they were to come, then we would be looking to take that trade to the upside and looking to capitalize on that potential retracement, and then obviously flip that position once we reach it back to the downside in a continuation of that trend. Although, like I say, there is Bank of England monetary policy, I believe tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Also in line with the dollar CAD situation, and looking at that pair, there is CAD interest rates tomorrow also. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. So again, need to be mindful surrounding that. The one last pair that I wanted to look at was Euro New Zealand. I don't think I've got anything on this chart, so I need to just break it down very quickly. But Euro New Zealand looked rather promising the other day. So I just want to keep an eye on it and have a little look at the moment. Just pop that through there. And I want to come to the monthly. It's not really like a solid area of highs around here that we can use. That might need to come from the weekly time frame. It's a little bit more definitive in it. Sharp sell-offs, support, breakthrough. Just gonna come into the daily time frame. It's this consolidation region again that I'm most interested in. You can see just sideways. So I am looking for the potential for a breakthrough of this region. So that breakout, retest and rejection away is what I am looking for at the moment, and that should then give that push into 92.80, 93. So let me just tidy my charts up a little bit because I don't like this. And then obviously we will go through and have a look at it. take me back to current price. And then through here. So, as a pair, very, very range bound, very sideways. We can see that quite clearly. Just a lot of choppy sideways up and down movement. But that breakthrough and the potential breakout of this support region is obviously what has got our attention. So the rejection away from there and that we are seeing at the moment, we might need to wait until kind of around about 66.20 to be able to take a position. But from that area, we are probably quite likely to see a drive into 63 or 62.80. Not huge amounts on the way down to be mindful of. We do need to be a little bit careful of 65.30. So maybe, but at that point we should be about 100 pips up. So, or not quite 100 pips, but a decent amount before this becomes an issue. So we do just need to be careful surrounding that, but certainly Euro New Zealand out of this 66.20 region makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it doesn't need to be much more than that, if I'm honest. So we'll keep an eye out, we'll see what happens. I hope everyone has a decent day, whatever you're up to, and I will catch up with people a little bit later.